All right, so I'm Julie. I'm the commercial sales rep for Johnny's Seeds in the Northeast. And I can't make my slides advance, so that's exciting. There we go. So I like to sort of start just pointing out that Johnny's is employee-owned seed company. We've been around since 1973 with a pretty serious commitment to organic growers. All of our seeds are obviously non-GMO. We're original signers of the Safe Seed Pledge. And while we sell a lot of conventional seeds also, I would say that, like, you know, in our research and breeding team, the heart of it is there are all organic growers. So what I'm sort of pointing out to you today are only organic seeds. And we're, you know, every year we're trialing thousands of varieties in numerous seasons over the course of the year to really look at what does best, what tastes best, what performs well under different disease conditions, and what might look good at market for you. So my whole job is to work with commercial growers to talk about crop planting, variety selection, disease problems. Why is my lettuce bolting? What variety can I use in the heat of summer? And to sort of know what the problems are with seed availability also, which is going to be an issue this year. So if you're a commercial grower, I'm happy to be in touch as I'm able. This week, I was not even able to listen to all of my voicemail messages because the world is crazy and people are buying a lot of seeds in preparation for spring. So I wanted to sort of point out that, like, all seed companies are going to have shipping delays and availability problems this year. Plan ahead for that. Right now, Johnny's just last night or this morning set in place that we are only able to fill home garden orders on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in order to keep it possible to complete orders for commercial growers, assuming that we need to feed our communities and that home gardeners hopefully can pace themselves. Where I anticipate that'll be in place for a few weeks, but we're sort of responding to how things work. All of those updates are on our website. If you're sort of want to know, go to the homepage and it'll all be there. So I'm just going to run through a couple varieties that I'm excited about, and then hopefully we'll have some time if people want to ask questions. So everything that I'm mentioning here is certified organic, and I'm excited about Marciano, which is a really nice red butterhead with some really good downy mildew resistance. It's hard to breed red lettuce, and there's not a huge amount of focus on breeding organic lettuce seeds. So to have one that has disease resistance and is beautiful and productive and has some good heat tolerance is exciting to me. Our Salanova lettuce is incredibly popular for market gardeners. And so unfortunately, it's not certified organic seed, but we did add 2 varieties this year that are. So Brentwood is a beautiful dark red leaf lettuce that's organic. It's a one cut, so it has the nice characteristics of you can sell it as head lettuce, you can do it for baby leaf, and it's really high efficiency. I love this one. I think it's a beautiful color. And it's been around for a couple of years, but we haven't offered it before. So I'm excited to have that. And this is Hampton, which is from the same breeder, and it's more of a sort of semi-oak leaf one-cut lettuce. So like all the Salanovas, it's good for baby leaf, good for full-size head. What I like about it is it's a little more productive than our Salanova green oak leaf. It's a little heavier and just more high yielding and maybe a slightly nicer texture. In my humble opinion, don't tell everyone else I said that. This is the one non-organic variety that I wanted to point out simply because there are a few seed crop failures in carrots, and there probably will be for the next few years. Carrot seed producers are struggling with a seed pest called the lygus bug, and there sort of continually are these seed crop failures because these bugs are eating the carrot seeds, and even conventional seed producers are not able to control this at this point. So there are a few varieties like Mokum and Yaya, which are going to be extremely limited this year. So I just wanted to point out, this is a really nice early season carrot. It's not certified organic, but if you want pellets, the pellets are NOP compliant. So that's one thing I'm good for, is if you're looking for a sub for something that is not available. Aranka is a nice one for the early slot of bungee carrots. This is a new pepper from our breeding program. Probably a lot of you have grown like Carmen and Escamillo. This is a slightly smaller version of those Corno de Toro peppers. This is the orange one to sort of fill out our selection. We have a red, a yellow, and now an orange. That's certified organic seed. Black Magic is an exciting, really dark jalapeno that is also organic, and we like the color of that one. This is also out of Goldfinch, is out of Johnny's breeding program for summer squash. We're known for breeding summer squash that's high in dry matter, so it has more flavor than most summer squash do. So that's one of the things that we really look for when we're breeding summer squash, something that's high yielding, where the plant has a nice open habit, sort of somewhat manageable, and it has better flavor than what you find in your average zucchini or summer squash variety. So this is Goldfinch. I also like it because it has this sort of pretty ribbing. I think it looks nice. It distinguishes itself on in the farmer's market. This is a new greenhouse tomato called Gin Fizz. It has excellent disease resistance if you're growing tomatoes in high tunnels. It looks a lot like striped German, and it's meant to. It's sort of a hybrid between heirlooms and more high-tech greenhouse varieties, and it's certified organic seed with great disease resistance. So I'm really excited about this one for organic growers. It's sort of in the genre of these French heritage greenhouse tomatoes that Johnny's has offered for a couple of years, like Margold, Marbon, Marnero. That's a good one to try. Abigail is our new offering for a tomato that has late blight resistance, is good in the field, has good flavor, looks a little bit like a brandywine, and doesn't crack, or as much. All field tomatoes are going to crack it under certain conditions, but it's a more crack resistant, nice pink field tomato. Unfortunately, seed is delayed on that. So I think that seed probably won't ship until mid-March. But that's something, if you're able to wait that long, I think that's a good one to try this year. Everybody's talking about honey nut, and oddly, our squash team, they taste thousands of squash every year. They actually prefer butter baby. And I told them that everyone wants honey nut, and they decided to move ahead with butter baby because they think it tastes better. So we'll see if how our customers feel about that. I'd love to see if people try this one and what they think about flavor and yield. It's a mini, single size serving butternut squash. Equinox is the new spinach out of Johnny's spinach breeding program. I'm actually pretty excited because I suggested the name for this variety, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. This is a beautiful semi-Savoy for spring and fall. It does well in the field. It does not have downy mildew resistance that we know of. So if downy mildew is a problem for you, this is probably not the best choice. But for most people I work with in the field in spring, that's not an issue. So it's a gorgeous variety in that slot. I'm excited that we now have organic space available. Space has always been a conventional variety, and now it's available organic. Not always, but recently. And space is just a classic. It's good almost any time of year. People love it in winter tunnels. It does occasionally get downy mildew, but it's just a great performer for spinach, a smooth leaf. This is a variety that we have. The same expert who bred Equinox spinach is also a breeder of onions, and he has reselected this sort of classic strain of Rosa de Milano to have even better color and a really distinctive shape. It's quite a beauty. Anyone who's tried to grow basil in the last 5 years has probably experienced basil downy mildew once we hit July. Just the humid conditions and the jet stream bring the that pathogen up from warmer climates. And every year it kind of hits us and takes out basil. For a while, people just grew Thai basil to get over, to have some kind of basil, but we now have some really nice resistant varieties. So Prospera Compact has downy mildew resistance and is organic. It's really nice for pack sales and containers. And then we also have several other of this from the same breeder. We have Prospera DMR, which is just a plain Genovese type. We also, this year, we have Italian large leaf in addition to the Prospera DMR. So we have, a Genovese type, an Italian large leaf type, and now this compact type. And we're hoping that that will help our customers successfully grow basil through as long as they can. I've seen really good results with both of those for the last 2 seasons. I just wanted to point out that we have a lot of tools and supplies that are available. They're always changing. We have some nice paper mulches, and we're always trialing new stuff and adding new products. We just improved the 6-row seeder that was developed a number of years ago to have a bunch of improvements. Like now, I don't know if anyone's used the 6-row seeder, but stuff can't get caught inside the press wheels anymore. And there's a bunch of other improvements to that you can, if you're interested, you can see that on our website. And I just wanted to say, from the 220 something employee owners at Johnny's, like it's been a really hard year for everyone, for farmers especially, and all of our communities. And we've worked really hard to sort of keep up with all of it and support the growers that we work with. And we're just really hoping for a better year this year and looking forward to working together with all of you. So this is my contact information. At this point, I kind of want to tell you all that January is like the craziest month for me. So if you email or call and I don't get back to you for a day or two, I'm not ignoring you. I haven't forgotten you. I am swamped. But I try and get back to every single person, even if it's a couple days late. So if you have questions or concerns, there are definitely going to be issues with delays and shipping. And I sort of just want to say, like, we're all doing our best. We want to take care of you and be part of your success. So I have time if anyone wants to ask some questions.
Julie, are we likely to see Juliet tomatoes seeds this year or not?
I believe Juliet was a seed crop failure. That's what my brain is telling me, but I have a lot of things rattling around in there, so I can confirm it if you'd like me to.
That'd be great. Thanks.
Okay. I'll email you.
Laura, would you like to ask your question? Or would you like me to?
I was just curious about the carrots. I know I have some on order that said they were back ordered till a certain point. Does that mean that we will get them or we won't get them?
Yeah, when things are back ordered, it means that basically we've taken the order because we're fairly certain that we'll get the seed, but that we either don't have it yet or we don't have it packed yet. So if there's a back order date on it, that's our expected ship date. And it is good to sort of check your email because very occasionally some of those things are canceled if there's some problem with seed or so we expect it and keep your eyes out on your emails. Yeah, this year there's a lot of delays, like there's a new tomato pathogen, so there's a whole extra round of tomato seed testing that's happening. So all of our new tomato seeds are having to be like retested for this virus. And so that's why like the tomato is delayed. And anyway, there's a lot of sort of annoying delays for various COVID related reasons also. So I think there's going to be more back orders and shipping delays than even last year. Anybody else?
There are a few things popping up in the chat.
Oh, I don't even see the chat. Can you read them to me? I dig up the chat.
So Sarah asks, do you have any idea when you will get Solo Wrap again?
Oh, I can find that really easily. Can Sarah email me? I'd have to look it up.
And Doug says, what tomato virus?
Oh, it's a good question. It's called tomato rugose. Tomato rugose. There's one more word in there. Tomato rugose Browning virus or something like that. And it's not here yet, but they've seen it in other countries, and they're basically trying to keep it out of the United States.
And I just put Julie's email in the chat for Sarah and for anybody else who might have a question that is better emailed or that she needs to look up.
Yeah. We sell so many thousands of products and everything is changing all the time. So it often requires me to do a little digging around to get the background information. One other little sort of industry secret I can tell you about is that as far as we know, all of the vendors that we work with to make remay or floating row cover, they've all repurposed their factories to make PPE. And so right now we're not able to obtain any row cover at all. So this is not the right season to throw away all of your holy remay. Yeah. But that's the kind of thing where we're looking for alternatives, and we're trying to stay on top of it, but it's like there are just going to be real limitations.
See, you just made my registration fee perfectly make sense, because that's not information anybody was going to give me in any other place. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions for Julie?
I was just curious about what Johnny's goals are in terms of organic, increasing the amount of organic seed that they supply. It seems like, especially on the Asian greens, there's a lot of choices, but not so many in organics.
Totally. Basically, our goal is to offer everything organic that exists that performs well. So it's always a goal to increase, every year it's a goal to increase our organic varieties. There's some real challenges with brassicas because of diseases. And then there's also a few brassica varieties where it's a challenge because of conventional breeding methods versus organic breeding methods. So brassicas are actually sort of the toughest in terms of organic seed. And often we'll find a variety we really like, we'll get it in, and then we'll do our own pathogen testing and it doesn't pass our standards. And so we can't sell it. So I would say, the goals are there every year, but it's sometimes really hard to actually make it work. And there are a few things where, we can't, we're trying to grow it ourselves, and it's really hard. It's really hard to keep that seed clean. So it's sort of a balance between finding stuff that performs really, really well and then offering the highest quality seeds. But basically, anytime we're able to find it or grow it organically or contract with someone to grow it organically, we do.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, Julie.
Sure, it's a pleasure to be here. And next year, let's do it in person.